capability statement is just tremendous. I'm able to divide the capability statement into different segments, 7 parts. They like that because it helps them to bring out their core competencies, their differentiators, their value proposition, all of that. Before, they didn't know how to do that, but once they met me and my experience, it helps to guide them that way. So I want to kind of tie the capability statement into the contract, becoming that resource to help them get contracts.
Okay. Crystal, I saw that the live went on. So
Yeah,
I
I don't
guess,
know why. I think when I was having technical, it went live and then it stopped.
all right. Well,
Yeah.
just to set I don't know, do you want to set the stage? Because otherwise I'm going to help out
Okay.
Crystal.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
so sorry about that, guys. We had some technical issues in the beginning, but Melanie is actually helping Gilbert,
A potential
the potential
entrepreneur.
entrepreneur contractor he wants to be able to acquire contracts. So he's trying to figure out what is the processes. How does he get from transitioning from an employee to a actual consultant, and from a consultant that's doing transactional business to actually doing contractual business? And how does he go about that? How does he set himself differentiate himself from everyone else there's out there that's saying, wearing the consultant hat to being this person. So he's asking Melanie how can she help him do that. Did I get that right, guys?
Yeah, and
yeah.
somebody told me that Melanie is really good at this, so that's why I'm really talking to her, because
Okay.
I hear she's the guru.
Okay. And so part of the reason I'm here is to invite people to a workshop that we're doing a demo of right now. The California Water Association is sponsoring to help people take their messaging and have it resonate with buyers. So
Hmm.
I asked Gilbert a couple of questions. And so I'm going to now be Gilbert right now. I won't change
Mm-hmm.
my voice up like you did, but I'm going to be you,
Hmm.
giving my 60-second pitch. It might be a little bit over because this is going to be freestyle.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I am talking to I'm you, Gilbert, the
So
consultant,
I'm a
talking
contract
to.
provider now. So you're approaching me, contract provider, to say, hey, I want to try to do business with you guys. So you're going to pitch to me, the contract
I'm
provider,
a small
correct?
business, and you're a consultant. So I'm going to
Exactly.
pitch in your voice to a small business.
Okay.
There are more than 400,000 businesses in Los Angeles, and I do the paperwork for all of them on a daily basis. The problem is not enough people who are diverse are applying for contracts. Hi, I'm Gilbert, and I'm a consultant who recently transitioned from being a full time employee, um, um, processing or helping small businesses get the paperwork to go after contracts. And now I want to be the voice to encourage more small businesses to get their capability statement correct and to create their proposal toolkit. I have done this for more than
30 years.
600 small businesses, and I did it. And the result of that is that they were able to access more than $500 million of contracts. So I ask you right now, do you want this for your business? If you do, sign up for one of our weekly workshops where we will cover the core competencies, the headline, and the company description. So that way you have a solid capability statement and you're ready to go forward. Just reach out to me right now below at that website on the screen. All
Bam!
right,
Love it. Love it.
maybe massaging that a little bit better. But essentially, creating that really concise 60-second in terms of you caught my attention. Let's have a meeting.
And a call to
Mm-mm-mm.
action at it, because most people do a 30-second pitch or a 60. There is no call to
No
action,
call to
right? They
action.
just, this is
Exactly.
who I am, this is what I do, and this is how I do it, and there, that's all
Yeah.
I got. That's all I got. No call to action. So I like
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
call to action
This
at the
this
end.
is great, man. I
yeah.
love this. I love,
So
and this is how you set up your guided plan, right? So you pitch it that
your
way.
pitch, your 60-second pitch. And so there's a
Yeah.
website I gave earlier, which is
Hmm.
RSVP.
rsvp.cwawater.com. And I'll say it again. So rsvp.cwawater.com.
WA.
And
Okay.
you can sign up for
Water.com.
this free workshop that's starting next week. There's going to be one in every week for the next 5 to 6 weeks. And then again, it's free. And the whole point is that you tailor your message. So even if you're an established business,
Hmm.
that you tailor your message to the water industry so you can capture their attention. And we're going to show you how to do that. And then if you're selected, meaning if you have a product or service that's relevant to what their needs are, then you're going to get invited to a vendor showcase.
I
So real
love
quick,
it.
Now,
definitely rscp.cwawater.com.
so what is the so you're saying that the water district is really looking for vendors to build their data bank of vendors that can do business with them? Is that
Yeah,
an
so the
incentive on
California,
their part?
and this is huge. So the California Water Association is the seventh largest privately owned. They spent $330 million last year with diverse vendors alone. So
Mm.
$330 million are available, whether or not it's construction, professional services, pest control, a whole variety of things that they buy.
That's amazing.
And I've been a partner to them for 5 years now in providing training. So when before I met them, I was not familiar with or even thinking about doing business with the water industry or utilities. But
Right.
that's, Crystal, you were saying that accounting, that's not going away. Utilities, that's not going away.
That's true. That's something that's needed.
And I like the fact because
Oh,
eh,
and just on the CWA water, there's no dot. So it's
oh,
rscp.cwawater.com.
okay, RSVP
CWA
CWA
water.com.
water, and then the dot is on the end
Yeah.
of .com. Okay, sorry about that. Read
So
that.
I like what you do there, Melanie. So while you're talking to me and you're engaging me, you are in the back of your mind, you're going, okay, let's see what I can extract from this conversation to put it in this elevator pitch that he's supposed to be doing next, correct?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
answering a couple of questions. I've been
Yes.
doing it for a while, and so
Yeah.
now it does make it easier. But yeah, I'm asking those questions to guide you.
Yes, that's beautiful. I like that. I like that. So sometimes when people are having conversations, they don't, sometimes they don't understand what the recipient of the information is thinking of doing next. And in your approach is to listen to what this entrepreneur is trying to convey, and then you ball it into this pitch, and
Hmm.
then you speak it back and say, okay, this is what I heard from you. Is that correct?
Exactly. Yep.
Oh
Yep.
man, I love it. I love it. I love it. This is nice. This is nice. So how many times do you have these workshops? Is it once a month, two times a month? How do you do it?
Well, with the CWA, that's a special event that's going on, the whole intro and
Yeah.
info and intros. But on my website, guided-academy.com,
Uh-huh.
then those are just available where people can buy a class pass and then
Yeah.
they can do it. So we have them for entrepreneurs because we've been
Mm-hmm.
doing that for a while. We've got a lot of samples, but
Yeah.
now we're doing it for employees to help them feel more confident with that they can pitch what they're looking for on the job too.
Oh wow, that's great. So you're expanding it into that area too.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
so you're touching the employees and the entrepreneurs.
exactly. Yeah.
Love it. Crystal, you see how your young kids can benefit from this in the Biz Camp program? That is
Hmm.
amazing, man.
Crystal, I'd come over and do it. I mean, I remember being part of the Biz Camp or the LA Urban League. Oh, look at that. the LA the LA Urban League, like I said a while ago, but I would come and gladly do this exercise with them. That would be
Yeah,
fun.
now I think they would
That would be
love it, man.
awesome.
Yeah, I think they would
Um,
love it.
I did this
in
in
our
St. Louis in 2022 as part of the Juneteenth festival.
Yeah.
We had so many different types of businesses in the room, and they all walked away with their pitch.
See,
um,
that's a,
I
go ahead, Crystal.
I'm
Go ahead.
sorry. Yeah, we love to do that. We, in fact, the kids have to, and I don't know what your schedule looks like next week. But the kids are looking to. Well, one, they're doing their pitch on Saturday. Not on Saturday, on Friday. But up until that, we have coaches coming in every day to work with them, and then they are going to. We have a field trip where they're going to Microsoft on Wednesday, and they have to do a they have to do a pitch of their business to I think it's called BAM, which is Black Black Americans in tech. I think it's BAM. It's minority. It's some, I can't remember what the acronym is for, but it's basically the this we've been invited to them through the program, which is the introduction or the support association for Black tech people at Microsoft. It's something that Microsoft set up to make them feel inclusive.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm flexible. I'll check the schedule, but doing it on your site or at that site, I'm cool.
Yeah, so we can have you come to. We're at Da Vinci School out in El Segundo.
Mm-hmm.
Um, right there is on Douglas. It's 201 Douglas Street, which is across the street from Northrop.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in the Wiseburn School District. But one of the things, and then in the fall, we do a program from October to May for our kids. So maybe that's something we can talk about. You're coming in, and then you'd have a little bit more time with the kids. We meet twice a month in the fall program,
Okay.
preparing those kids. So how do you, for this water district program, how do you what is the outreach? How are you guys getting in or getting the information out to individuals in order for them to participate in this program? And what does that look like right now?
One of them is being here, but
Oh, good.
also partnering with organizations like GLAC, the Greater Los Angeles African American Chamber of Commerce. So we really want people from the community to go after this, to participate, because there are contracts out there. There are about 5 other organizations who are part of this as well, and it's throughout the state. So I say just get in as soon as you can, rsvp.cwawater.com as soon as you can. And then, yeah, thank you for showing this. This is Guided Academy. So if you scroll down a little bit, then you're going to see the variety of classes. So like harness your AI. If you're laid off, thinking about do your bounce back plan. And that part of that is thinking about how to become a consultant. 60 seconds to your 6-figure contract. That's what we were just talking about, your pitches. Let me see what else we have here. The Restless Retiree, so how to become a consultant, introduction to government contracting. So I've licensed my content to a lot of organizations over the years. We have a huge content library, and these are just some of the classes that we think are relevant. Capability statement. Babson College was one of the first ones to use it, and they're the #1 entrepreneur school in the world. So they're using the capability statement course that we created to make it easier for people to get started.
Awesome. This is just amazing. Look at all of this information. How are you, since you're out there and you're training all the time, how are your entrepreneurs or our small businesses embracing AI?
For those who are in the know, who see it, it's no going back. But there's so many
Okay.
people who are not even looking at it right now. And so those are the ones that need to realize, you can save hours. I use it all the time. I've been using it since 21. And it's just, especially because it has a much better marketing voice than I do.
Right, exactly. And I think that's the hardest part, I think, especially with our small businesses that have been, say, in business for 10, 15, 20 years. And at least this is my experience, may not be yours, but or you guys's, but them learning to embrace and out and research for new ways to do things. They tend to stay in the same place they were, using the same outdated tools that they used when they first started their businesses. And so, what is your approach to getting them really to embrace new technology or just new ways to do things to increase their revenue?
It will vary across the board, but the main thing is to say, what is it that you're doing that's taking you a long time? And then to show them how they could do it in seconds in AI. So, for example, this is a good prompt. If you were to put in, and maybe Gilbert, if you're in front of your, well, I know you're in front of your laptop right now, but if you put in your website and you write in what can your website sell to, and then a ideal client's website. So you go into your AI, I think a lot of people use ChatGPT, put in
Mm-hmm.
the words, what can, and then the name of your website, sell to, and then just put a large company in there, like I don't know, whoever you're trying to target.
Okay.
And what does it come up with?
You got that, Gilbert? And then you can
Yeah.
share it.
Yeah.
Okay. It's so funny. I did because we're going to Microsoft. So of course, we were going, and so I had to introduce the kids, the first cohort, to Copilot, right? And so we're like, okay. And I was introduced. We actually introduced Chat GPT to the program this year for helping kids really be able to see what businesses could be created for the top 5 problems that we have in America today, right? Or in their
Mhm.
communities or in their neighborhoods. And so they did, but we were like, okay, well, obviously, we're going to Microsoft, so we probably should be very familiar with Copilot. So I did a search for Copilot, kind of like a question, a prompt, like you just came up with, right? And so I put it in Copilot, and then I turned around and I put the same question into Chat GPT, and it says, "So you want to further? What is you want me to? You
It
want
was
me to?"
amazing. Like, yeah.
You want me to go further than what you just got? Two
Wow. I mean,
different
it's
platforms.
happening so fast too.
I went, whoa, that was just awesome, man. Two different platforms. Although I think, from my understanding at Microsoft, AI, Chat GPT, they're kind of partnering up to work together. So I guess that was like, okay, you just asked that question over here, but okay, I'm gonna take it further.
Yeah, there's the app AI providers are kind of racing to keep in front of each other. And so another thing that's happening is that a lot of the code is now open and it's available. And so
Yeah.
that's why you see a lot of more apps out there in general. But
Mhm.
Gilbert, what did you come up with?
Actually, I didn't get to put it in yet.
Okay, what's the question?
All right. So what can,
What
now let's
can
say recycling black dollars, RBD, put the website in.com, sell to, and then we'll
like
use
dollars
Microsoft. Yeah, sell to Microsoft.com.
sell to? Okay, sell to Microsoft off.com. So
Hmm.
you want me to use our website or
Your website.
okay, hold on, let me
Because what it does, it looks to see the overlap, and it may say that what I'm going to guess is that it's going to say that Microsoft has these Black employee resource groups
Yeah.
that could possibly utilize your services, and anything that's like Black or community or urban related, it probably will match up to that.
So we're putting this into Chat GPT, or
Yeah, I
yeah.
use Jasper.ai, but it should get the same results.
I'm gonna let me see what we got going on here. I think it's this one I'm gonna share. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Okay, no, that's not the one I'm gonna share. Let me go back and share it again. It's the wrong. All right, it is. Oops, this one. Okay, it's this one.
okay. So, you got yours, Crystal, or you want me
Yeah,
to?
I'm going to put mines up here.
How many did
So
you get? I got. Let's see. I got seven.
so
Seven.
it came up with it seems you're asking about what RBD Media, which is our website, could potentially sell to Microsoft. Here are some potential possibilities: digital services or solutions. Microsoft RBD might offer specialized digital services or solutions that can complement their current offerings, advertising and marketing, which is really what RBD is. Intellectual content or consulting. Now, if I changed it to recycling black dollars itself,
Yeah, I
that
think. I
that
think.
is
Yeah, I think that will give it a different flavor.
But
Because
.com, the whole website, and then what is it that you can sell? What
.com.
or I mean, there's different variations, but for me, what I had said for people who are listening, what can, and then the website, sell to, and then the other website.
Okay, what can recycling black
so while
dollars
you're doing that,
.com?
Crystal, I'll speak to my results. It says
Okay,
software solution, cloud services, consulting services, digital marketing services, hardware products, content or intellectual property, and then training and education. Those are the seven categories that they said we could
And that, did you use Small Biz Pro or did you do
No, I did
Buchanan?
the R. I was trying to put RBD.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to put RBD in there. It says, what can RBD sell to
But you
Microsoft?
can see it's not giving you the same results. So she put in recycling black dollars, and it's more about diversity, supply diversity.
Exactly.
Right, which would be
Yeah.
more
Exactly.
in line, right? Right,
Yeah.
can provide offering consulting services focused on diversity, equity, inclusion. Microsoft, like many large corporations, invest in DEI, and RBD could provide expertise in fostering diverse supply diversity solutions, enhancing that program to connect more with minority-owned businesses, or providing tools and platforms, marketing services to expand out the demographics, technology solutions, content, intellectual property, and collaborative projects and initiatives. Yeah.
So when we're
So,
talking about pitching, I mean, this is one of the first things that you could use to say, what can this potential prospect use from me,
Yeah.
and then do some more research behind it. I mean, there's just so much with AI, and I'm constantly using it for different ways. So to answer your question, is first of all, just to start,
Right.
and then
yeah.
it's more than just coming up with lists or improving the words, how to say something. You can say, show me the top 10 list of this, or I use one to say which NBA players support veteran entrepreneurs.
Oh,
Find out
wow.
more
That's
Mm.
about
good.
them.
So
That is
talk to
good.
us about the veteran piece, because that's a big issue in our country right now, is making sure veterans are supported. And there are a number of nonprofits out there that focus on them, but they seem to be almost like a forgotten grouping of people here in this country, after they've served and sacrificed so much of their lives. So what does that program look like for them?
The program that I used to be in,
Uh-huh, that you used to do. What did that look like? And it was for women, right?
yeah, it was a meetup. So we would meet on a regular basis and just kind of talk about where people were. And like, I'm happy to say that the women that I'm still in touch with have grown tremendously. Like, there's one, Barbara Jones, who has Africa Business Network. And
Mm.
so she started off, and she won actually a $500 grant that we did at the time. And again, this is around 2016. And now she has all these connections. I can't remember like to what extent, but essentially she's creating an entrepreneur ecosystem with different countries on the continent.
Ah.
Yeah. So, but overall, like, I was so glad that Michelle Obama, she's the one who put a spotlight on it. That's how I became aware of what women veterans were going through. Like, some people were coming out of service and being homeless for a variety of reasons, or having child support issues and having to go to court for that. So I think, one, people being more aware of what people transitioning out of the service may be going through, and supporting that with their dollars. People are donating. Some people donate it because of a tax reason. So think about different veteran organizations that you can support. Another one that I'm affiliated with is Women Veterans Alliance. Huge organization, a huge voice for the women veteran community. And they really focus on entrepreneurship as a good aspect of it. So
You,
Women Veterans Alliance.
you know what's amazing here, Melanie? Most of us, including myself, didn't really think much when we think about veterans. We didn't think much about female veterans, and now that you just mentioned that, I'm thinking, oh wow, that's a whole new world right there of resources we can provide, because we never thought about female veterans. We thought about the male veterans, what they're
Mhm.
going through and all of that. But yeah, you're right, this is amazing.
So
And
there's a
I
program at,
no, go ahead.
At the VA hospital over in West LA, there's a program specifically for women veterans who are overcoming substance abuse and other issues, some of it related to military sexual trauma, which is MST. I mean, there's just a lot of different levels of what people have to experience or have experienced. And so that's another program that people could look into and potentially support, that the Veterans Administration over in West LA is just one of the programs that has something for females.
And women, obviously the women, veteran women, they have the same issue, women that are single parents raising their
Yeah.
children. But then you add on the ones that have been in combat, the ones that have experienced some really microaggressive experiences with a pretty much male dominated industry, right?
Yeah.
And how do you fit in and all of the things that you go through just being in the military all by itself and then be a woman, right?
Yeah.
Another good resource is Camouflage Sisters. So Leela Hawley, somebody who I met a long time ago, and she wrote, it's a compilation of books or stories from Black women who have served. So it's called
Mm,
Camouflage Sisters. And you can hear
camouflage.
firsthand, like, yeah, people's stories. Here, I'll put
Wow.
it in the chat.
Yeah, thank you. Please do, because that's amazing. And I would think it's a little bit different though, because sometimes when I'm teaching or when I'm coaching and consulting with women, a lot of it happen. I have to kind of encourage them to that they provide a major contribution to the business world. Their skill sets are so varied because they're doing they're running households, right? And so, but still at the same time, to be able to let them know that, hey, you can do just about anything, because you already are doing everything. But then a female that's a veteran, you already are doing things beyond the call of duty, so to speak, right? Because you're
Mhm.
protecting a country. But then when you come into a position where you're starting a business, you still could have some doubt or self conscious issues there, right?
Mhm.
Because
I
even though
was
they
doing a
put the
cohort.
uniform on, they're macho. But yeah, right. They're like, badasses, so to speak. But then you come to be a business owner and you're like, am I really a badass? Right?
That's where the support comes in, like because one of our sayings was "on your own but not alone."
Right.
And so I did a cohort with Webeck Pacific over the years, and we had somebody, her name was Wendy, who was part of it, who she was still serving abroad while she was in our class, which is based out of on the West Coast. And so she would tell us sometimes, that thing that's going on the news, I have to go handle that. Like she was in the higher ranks of it. So it is amazing the stories like that people, not just the stories, but meeting these women who are transitioning what they did to help us as a country now to start their own business.
Yeah. That's that feel good. That's like when I did the program with the young women that were on social services, or the program that I do with the children. That's my feel good work, man. I feel that I'm making a much broader impact than when I'm just working with individuals. Yeah, they want to start their own business, but it's for that disadvantaged group.
It
It,
makes
it,
you it makes you excited about doing the work for free than to work for it to be paid. Because that's how you know what you're doing is a feel good activity. When you feel like just doing it for free and don't even care if you get paid for it.
yeah, because it's that service work, right? And helping someone feel that they matter, and
Yeah.
that their contributions matter, and that their processes are important to the makeup of our world, the makeup of our economics. So yeah, that's feel good work. So for me, that is what helps me wake up every morning. How about you, Melanie?
There's a lot of things that drive me every morning, but yes, it's just. I mean, the overall thing is making an impact. That's what most of us do with our business. Is about serving, and
Yes.
then everything else comes behind that.
Ex-
Mel-
ex- Go ahead,
Mel-
Gilbert.
Melanie, how long have you been operating out of the LA area? Because I never came across you before.
Well, I've came across you though. I've heard your name so
Oh,
many
you heard my
times.
name?
I think it was 2020 when I got a tour of your platform. I was like, I can't
Oh,
believe he put this together because I had always associated you with capability statements, but I mean, you've got that back office platform that more people need to be aware of because that just simplifies
I
so many
think
of the tedious activities
I
that
think
what they
you and I
do.
need to team up and present both of these to the small businesses, because the guided tour that you have on yours, and then after they get guided and get set up, then they're going to need the back office, to put their record keeping and all of that, the paperwork and everything, and also start looking for contracts, because it has contract opportunities in all 50 states. It's got the grant opportunities in there, and then Crystal piece is the financial piece, which is added into the cash flow management part of it. So it's just amazing.
And it's so funny because his platform is absolutely amazing. But the interesting part is that you just said it, and I'm sure the first time I saw it, it's like, wow, this is what everybody's missing, right? But
Mm-hmm.
when he goes out to, and maybe Gilbert, this is where she needs to help you put that
Yes,
together.
yes, she
Because
needs help.
when he goes out to talk to people, like bankers. It should be a no brainer for a
Yeah,
banker, right?
right.
This program. It should be a no brainer for the utility companies. It should be a no brainer because the one thing they're saying is people don't have what they need to have when they apply and for the contracts that they when they're doing their RFPs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well, the Small Biz Pro is that platform. And
yes,
if they were working with it, they could upload and do all of the things, and the research is there. And it seems like a no brainer. But for whatever reason, they hear it and they don't hear it, or they just can't see how it works. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but to me, whenever I was in a group. Urban League has a program, the MBD, and we did. They're doing a cohort of creatives, and they're all in the industry. And I was teaching on business. Insurance, risk, business taxes, and structure. That was my conversation the other day when I was teaching to them. And so, of course, I have to do a kind of a gathering of information to see where everyone is. Most people don't have financials. I'm never surprised by that. And nor do they like that part of it. So they don't have they may have a bookkeeper, they may have a tax person, they don't have or they don't have an accounting system. They're using all kinds of other resources, Excel spreadsheets. But then when I talked about insurance, well, yeah, I think I have that, but meaning that they have to go search for that. And I'm thinking, wow, man, this whole entire room need Small
yeah,
Biz
So
Pro.
all of that is in Small Business Pro.
yeah.
Right. So I don't know if maybe it's just a way. I don't know. Maybe he
So,
needs you to help him put that together so that when he's going out to speak, they're like, yeah, that's what I've been looking for.
so
Yeah.
do you do a weekly demo? Because that's what I started doing, and I invite people to come out to that. I
Oh,
do a weekly. Um, it's a webinar talking about capability statements overall, but also talking about going after opportunities. So, for
yes.
example, California Department of Transportation has a goal of less than 2% to spend with African American owned businesses. And
Wow.
the question I ask is like, is that because there's not enough of us going after those contracts, and so that's why that number is so low,
Yeah.
or is there another reason? So those are some of the things that I talk about in this webinar. But the end goal is to come up with that headline to start that capability statement, so that way you can show up prepared. But for
Yeah.
you, I think having a demo of just having people come and talk about the challenges or frustrations of accounting or whatever it might be, and then to learn how your software can help them with that. That might be a really good
I
community building.
agree. I agree. I don't do a demo. I don't do a demo frequently, only if it's requested or I suggest it. But you're right. Perhaps it should be on a regular basis, maybe every
Mm-hmm.
other week or something like that.
Because on guided-academy.com, I have that it says a free webinar, and it's to talk about
So,
positioning your business.
so how many people show up on those
It's
things?
new, so I'm hoping more people come out now because of
Oh,
this.
all right. Well, you
Yeah,
know what? Maybe
it's
we
new for me.
collaborate on that. You see what I mean? Because the platform Small Biz Pro, it also does capability statement automatically. So in 30 minutes, you can have your own capability statement. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So we don't have to do it for them. They can just do it themselves just by answering some questions.
Yes,
But
and
here's the interesting thing, Gilbert.
Yeah.
So you had not met Melanie. I met her
No.
through Rhonda. But
Yeah.
however, she's heard of you and she's heard of your product. So it's
Yeah.
not like your product is not being, people are not talking about it.
Right.
Yeah, you guys had never crossed paths,
Never crossed
but
paths.
she already knew about you. She
I
told me that
know.
when I saw her at Glock. She goes, "No, I know who Gilbert is. I've heard about him." And Gilbert sometimes doesn't know that. And when people come up to me because we're partners in this, like, "Oh yeah, your partner." If they don't, they know us from the show,
Yeah.
or they are like, "Wait, your partner's Gilbert. He was talking about you the other day when he did that." So it's like we're part of the same package,
Yeah.
but he don't usually know who these people are.
Yeah.
And my
Exactly.
network, because I network differently than he does, and
Yeah.
then Recycling Black Dollars gives me more of a social type of networking than a business network. So it kind of crosses me, and then the kids also give me a different way. But she knew about you, dude, and she knew about your product.
And then and just to answer your question from a little back ago, I've been out in LA for a long time.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'm from Cambridge, Massachusetts, and I was going back and forth like every year at
Uh
least.
huh.
Once, actually probably more like 3 times a year, but I've been in LA
Man, we
a long
gotta
time.
have you back on this show, man. If you want to come back and be, because we used to have a resident presenter on this show, like at least once or twice a month. So if you want to be a resident on here, just let us know.
You a
We
resident?
we could bring you
Yeah,
in.
I can jump around conversations.
Yeah, we could bring you in, and every other
yeah.
week, so you
Yeah,
can.
just come in and have. Yeah, we have. He's not here today, but we usually have Greg Sneed. He's actually financial literacy. He did actually a project with Intuit where he's done a series of film media clips on financial literacy that they're introducing into their population. Yeah, we could have that. That would
Yeah,
be
that would.
fantastic.
I'm gonna follow up with you about next week to do
Yeah,
the pitch with
yeah,
the
that would.
I would love for you because that's actually one of the competitions they'll compete. The one with the best pitch will there's $100 on the table for that, in addition to them doing their pitch competition period, which is 750, 500, and 350. So yeah, please, I'd love for you to do that. I
That
think
would be great, man. That would be
yeah,
great.
that
Because
would.
the thing about it is, there's a lot of financial opportunities out there to go around for all of us. So we don't have to be at each other's throat. Oh, she's my competition. I don't see it that way. The more we can bring,
collaborators,
yeah,
turning
the more.
competition into
Exactly.
collaborators.
The more we can collaborate and provide these resources to the small businessmen, is the more we're winning. So that's really what I'd like us to do. This is just phenomenal. This is
Man,
what.
we're on the bottom of every ranking that's out there. There is no competition. If we talking about African American, when you go out there and go, okay, where do they fit on the scale? What any of us can do for anybody. just I would just like us to move up like five every 6 months. Can we move up a space?
Yeah, this is amazing. I really like this. I believe this is one of the better shows that we've had co-hosts. I mean, this is
Oh,
just my opinion. Tell me
Yeah,
what
I
do you
just,
think?
we're people that care about our people, and
Yes.
we're people that are providing really great services. I think all of us really, we leave a lasting impression on the people that we're working with,
Yeah.
that really motivates them to want to make change and to absorb the information that we're teaching.
Yes.
And that's good. And I want to say, Melanie, I congratulate you on having this. Gilbert and I have been talking about courses
Yes. Yes.
forever. We've been wanting to do that because I personally want to move from in person to online, and
Yeah.
to where I don't have to be available all the time in person.
As a matter of fact, we're putting together a course series right now for a certain industry, and all we need to do is to just present it in the manner in which you had yours. Because I was looking at yours and I'm going, oh, I like
Wow,
it.
it's amazing. So I
Yeah.
want to commend you for that, because I
Yes.
thank
know
you. It's been
it's
a
been a
long time. Now,
hard.
now I got to market it. I got to tell more people about it. But yeah, it's been a long time coming. But if you go to Guided Academy in the bottom, that's the learning platform I'm using, Zenler. So if you go
Similar
to if you go to guided dash
at the bottom. Okay.
bottom
So
right,
let me
then
see.
powered by Zenler, and then that way you can click on it and learn more about that learning system.
And you
So
really like that one out of
Oh
all
yeah,
the ones
yeah, I
that
do a
you
lot
have
of
you did
research.
you do a research
Yeah,
on others?
oh yeah, a lot of it, and I like because this is a flat rate and it's a lower flat rate. Like there was one I was paying, which was almost, I'll just say, I think at the time it was about $500 for the year for Zenler, but they had
Okay.
just started. Whereas another one was about $300 a month.
Oh yeah, that's I've seen some for $300, and there's so many of them out there. So similar is at the very very bottom.
Yeah,
so
Uh,
powered by Zenler
it's guided hyphen
dash
academy
.com.
dot com.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
okay, I'm on the very bottom. Let me see. What do I see? Guided creators of guided tour.
It should be
Similar
at the
though.
very at the bottom of the corner. I'll check here too.
This is
Right
just
above.
amazing. This
It's
is eye
beautiful. It's
opening. Yeah.
absolutely
Oh yeah,
beautiful.
it's really small. So if you look right above the clock on your really at the bottom, you'll see a little logo that says Zenler.
Oh, is that the
Yeah.
accessibility one?
No, even down, like at least on my screen, it shows. It
How do
says
you spell it?
powered by Zenler, right
Oh,
above the
okay.
calendar.
Is it SEM?
Zenler.
Zenler.
Yeah.
Ler.
Mhm.
Let
Zenler.
me give you my affiliate link while we're doing this.
Okay, there you go. Okay, I see it. Best of all, one in court, one in front. And so
Where do you see that co-host? Where do you see that?
no, she's gonna. It's actually spelled Zenler,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
and it's an all-in-one
Did I say
online course. It does the
Recommend-
creation, the marketing, and the email automation, the page design. Oh yeah, it gives you everything. Can you do the selling within this, or do you have to do a? Okay, well I got you now.
Yep, and they got good rates too for
Do they?
the merchant fees. Yeah, in terms of the percentage. I don't, I can't remember what it is, but it was low. But yeah,
Okay,
I
well,
just put in a link. So, that's another thing to think about whenever you're making a recommendation. Is there an affiliate link so you can get a little something from it too? So I just
That's
put
yeah,
that
no,
in.
no, I love
Oh,
that idea.
in the
Um,
chat, Chris, I have a couple of things for you. One was just a reminder about the CWA water, and then there's that link.
okay, so you got to
Let's
see. Oh,
share.
call to order. I think I just put that. Oh yeah, I was just getting ready to put that up, and then the Zimmer one is for me. All right, and then the land. Okay, and there's a learning system as well.
Yeah, that's the
Okay,
Zenler.
all
If
right.
you want to share that.
Well, we definitely want you with the kids, so let's collaborate for that. Let's
yeah.
talk about that. I think that would be valuable. I am going to look into this, and Gilbert will talk about that because that's really what's been a couple of things have been holding us back,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
just finding that right platform that will do what we need it to do
Yeah.
with the limited amount of time that both of us have.
Mm-mm-mm. This is
And they have
amazing.
help desks like every week. They have like an open forum too, so they're
Yeah.
really good about engaging the community.
Okay, cool. And did you just map it out as you were, map
It
out
took a
each one?
while,
It
like
took a
yeah.
while.
So I mean, I'm definitely open to sharing now. I have since I've been an instructional designer, I can break it down and help people create what they're looking to do.
And
But it took a
Here's
while.
the deal, Melanie. If I have to pay you a little something to get your services to help guide us, I'll do that because I don't expect you to do what you do for free. Because you're in this to make money as well.
Yeah, no,
So
we
yeah,
possibly will be consulting.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Because
We're willing to pay you for your time and effort.
yeah, because
So
I'm all about I can learn this stuff pretty quick, but if
yeah,
somebody's already done it and you can just guide me there through
absolutely.
much easier,
Yeah,
yeah, it's worth the money for me.
no, I
because
thank you. I appreciate that. It's really just having a tour. That's what I didn't have. Like I just asked somebody on my team just to do it, and they didn't know where to start. And like I didn't have the time to focus on it. So once I did, I'm like, oh, this makes sense.
yeah,
So yeah,
Okay, okay.
so
Well,
now again,
we're
that initial tour.
when I finish biz camp and Gilbert and I have some chit chat, we
yeah.
will commission your services, my
Oh,
dear.
for sure. we'll definitely do that. And like you mentioned, doing those demos, on a regular, I think that's going to help too. And once we get it to where it needs to be, would like to get you involved in that so you can make a little something something off it too. Whether it's commission or whatever it is. We want you to be compensated for your time, your effort, your
We're
knowledge.
overdue. That's what it is, Gilbert. We're just overdue. So let's
Yes.
make it happen now.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think so. I think
You know what's amazing? We've been out there in the marketplace looking for each other. We just, we just didn't know that we're looking, and we don't know where to find each other. You see what I'm saying?
like the blind. Like, where
Yeah,
are you?
we're out
Where
there
are
going,
you?
hey, we know Melanie's out here somewhere. Where
Or you left as soon as I got there, and vice versa.
Yeah, when it's all about timing, man. It's always about timing, right? Businesses are successful because it's about the timing.
Yeah, exactly.
Relationships are successful because it's about the timing. So that's really what.
And you know what's amazing? Maybe we were in the same room or the same facility, but in different rooms, at the same time, and we don't even know that. That's just amazing.
Right, and that's how Gilbert and I met. Well,
Yes.
I met Gilbert at a first time when I met him at a conference that Sharon Evans was hosting on.
In Culver City? Was it Culver City?
We may have been in Culver City. Yeah. And I didn't really know too much about contracts and supplier diversity. As my, the businesses, mostly nonprofits for me when I first started, because they have the greater need for accounting. And more, there's compliance required for them as opposed to businesses, right?
Yeah.
And so I really didn't know too much about it myself. Knew it, folks were doing it, but okay, the how tos and the wherefores and the whys. So I met him, and I'm like, dang, this man's making sense, right? So then we just kind of chit chatted, but when I came up with the idea for the Business Zone, and I was doing it for Recycling Black Dollars, because Muhammad Nazardine actually had a talk show 30 years ago, and he put out a newsletter. I'm like, okay, well, let me look at that to really enhance the importance of Recycle Black Dollars, having that conversation on a regular basis, and business and all that sort of stuff. Doing better business, actually, is really what it was. So Gilbert I was trying to find a co-host. I knew I didn't want to do this by myself. I had already met with the person at the studio, and I said, okay, I need a co-host that I can feed off, that we have synergy and it just works, right? And likes to talk as much as I do. And so, because that's the key with a platform, you gotta like to talk, right? So Gilbert was upstairs with Novel, right? Where were you? Not Novel. You were with NAMAC, right?
Yes.
You were doing a workshop with NAMAC.
Yeah.
I was downstairs in the Urban League getting ready to do my 12-week series of how to start a business, launch a business. Gilbert comes downstairs. He says, hey, you want to do a contract with me for QuickBooks? And I'm like, yeah, man, you want to co-host a podcast with me? And that was kind of how we actually created both of those platforms at the same time.
That was amazing. That was a match made in heaven. You see what I'm saying, Cole? That was because we just didn't know we will meet each other, at that day to do anything at all. And it just happened that it happened, and the rest is history, man.
Yeah,
it's been eight? It's been 8 years for the show, but we met before the 8 years. So
well, we were doing we did the other thing before we actually did the show.
Yeah,
we did.
Imagine how many people you've impacted. I think you said like 638 or something episodes.
800 episodes.
Oh, 800 and something. Yeah.
Yeah, we have access. And it's interesting. We had the subscribers when we first started, because we were in a studio, and people were subscribing to us on the studio platform.
Yeah.
When we started streaming live, which was not until 2020, during the pandemic,
all over again.
We had to start all over again. So most people think, hey, I've already subscribed to you. Yeah, you did over there, but not over here. So we've been struggling with our people doing it because they feel they've already done it. And
Yeah.
so, and they did do it. They did it with when we were under that umbrella. But now we want to monetize. So that the coursework will help us with that because we can do a lot of ours online.
Is that organization still around where you did the
Yeah.
live ones?
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's
Hmm.
still around.
Did you ask them to send out an email to everybody, letting them know about your new home?
No, we didn't. We
We
didn't
didn't
do
do
That
that.
that.
might be a way to get some people back, get them aware.
Okay.
Most
Okay.
definitely.
Yeah. In fact, that's what we were just saying at the beginning of the show for our anniversary show. We're going to go back and be in the studio for that particular time
Oh,
and
so
make
that's a
that
great
a,
way then to
yeah, then
get
get
that,
them
that group
to
again.
move over here. This is where our new home is. We're on
Mhm.
streaming on live and we're on. So this right now that we are live,
Yeah.
we are streaming on Facebook, 3 Facebook pages, LinkedIn, and YouTube right now.
YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
that's what.
just put in another app that's pretty cool. Is that you have all this content, you can
Yeah.
Hmm.
upload it to this app,
Oh,
and then it
really?
will give you a summary of your transcript, and then
Oh,
a lot of other things such as Q&A or things, tweets that you could put together. And all you have to do is just upload your video. So that's
wow.
another way to like recycle all the stuff that you've done before, is to put it back out there in a new way without
That's
you having
Oh,
to
okay.
do it.
amazing. That's amazing.
Well,
Be-
thank you.
Because when you upload a video right now to YouTube, it creates a transcript too, right? Doesn't it do
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
But this one
So
takes it to the next level where it's like 8 different things that you could get from it.
yeah, I like that. I like
Yeah.
that.
So it's
Okay,
called exemplary.ai. I put it in the chat.
Oh,
That's
I already have
another good
opened it
tool.
up, and I will play around with it this weekend and
But
see
I
what
think you
that
guys have
looks.
so much excellent content that people need to hear because a lot of it's evergreen. And so
thank
this is
you.
a way to bring it back.
See, man,
Thank you.
she's bringing value already. Look at that.
And she's
Bringing.
amazing. She's
She's only been
amazing.
on for a little less than an
An
hour,
hour, I know.
and she's bringing value. See, this is man. This is amazing. I told you, Melanie, we were supposed to get together, all of us. It
And
was
it
well,
designed. It
happened.
was in the
Thank you.
cards.
what
I'm
happens
grateful
when
for being
it
fit
happens?
in this way.
Huh?
And I don't think I had seen you in quite. I have not. Well, obviously, we just kind of got back to the world, but when we went to the GLAC, that was the first. I don't think I'd seen you in a number of years.
I've been around.
I
I
know
was
you've
at the
been around. We
dinner.
just
I
we're
was
not
at,
in the. At one
absolutely.
point, we were always right. Every time
Yeah.
I go, we were out there. But I guess it's just because the pandemic kind of situated everybody behind their computers.
Yeah.
But and not to say that you weren't out there, just when we were at Glax, like, wait, I haven't seen Melanie in a long. And I told Rhonda, I said, guess who I saw last night?
You know who told me about you, Melanie? It was Terry. Terry from
Terry
Rum-
Goubaton. And
Glubaton.
you know who
yeah.
told me about you is Tamika. So both
Oh
people from
yes,
Vermont
yes,
Blossom.
yes,
Well, she's not
yes.
the only one, but she's the one who gave me the demo of your software.
Oh man,
Okay,
see, that's what they call that, like sixth degree of separation.
it is.
Kevin Bacon.
You know what was crazy is that I was at a conference in Arizona. I think it was 2018. Tamika had gone somewhere. She went to make a call, and she called me and left a message.
Uh
But it
huh.
turns out we were actually sitting at the same table. I didn't know
Yes.
her name or anything like that, but she at that very moment we are sitting at the table,
Wow,
and she went to go call Melanie, and then we made introductions, and it was just all love.
that's
And you were sitting at the
amazing, man.
table. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
This world is so small of people that are really doing things. And I was today, this guy was talking and he's like, oh, yeah, I'm a real estate guy. And his niece was in my program. And I said, what brokerage you? He says, with Pacific Pie, a realty. I said, my sister is part of that group. He's like, who's your sister? And I told he goes, oh my God, I've known her for years. Just very, very small world.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Man,
very
I can't
small.
I can't wait for us to start collaborating and doing what we got to do, because we bring so much to the table, man. And the small businesses, they're not getting all that benefit, that resource. So once we bring it all together, man, because this is a three-pronged approach. We got Crystal, we got you and myself. We hit it from three different directions. And once you put that all together, that's like the perfect pie right there. Perfect pie.
Exactly.
So
Well, Melanie, it has been awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm gonna come off so I can get ready to go to water aerobics. I'm on this kick about self care, and so I've actually opened up my calendar, my schedule. I can't declined some contracts that I had just so that I can start taking care of me. The one thing I think as entrepreneurs, especially for those of us that really love what we do, is finding that time for us that we just disconnect and just worry about us. And I think that's
yeah,
very, very important. So I've been
yeah.
working on him. So he's now starting to do some recording and music because that's his favorite thing. So, what's your favorite thing that you do for downtime, Melanie?
I used to love hiking. I haven't been able to do it as much because I don't like traffic.
Oh,
LA traffic, you know. I mean, you go on a hike and you come back all feeling rejuvenated from being on the ground, touching the ground, stuff like that. And then you got 2 hours of
oh,
rush hour traffic. But I go to Palos Verdes sometimes, which is nice and
that's
quiet and
yeah, I like that.
and
Yeah.
accessible. So, but yeah, that's how the whole guided business plan came about and my logos because I would spend so much time on trails. And it's about seeing that peak, that tough challenge and getting over
Oh,
it.
okay, that's great. That's the inspiration. That's what I like to hear. Is what's the inspiration
you
behind
know,
what you do?
it's amazing when you're walking like that, or you're sailing on a boat or driving on a freeway. How many ideas come to you while you're doing
Mm-hmm.
those things?
Mm-hmm.
It's just amazing, man. It's amazing.
I,
So
I
don't
get
go
I
ahead.
get that with the kids because the kids are coming up with things, and then I go, huh? And then I guess I have a sense of discernment for business, for entrepreneurial mindset thought processes. I guess so. When somebody's telling me something, and you do the same thing, I'm sure, Melanie. It's like, okay, if I was going to do that business, how would I do that? What would I be selling? How would I sell that? How would I how would I articulate this? And then all of a sudden it's all there, right? And then you tell it to them, they're going, I never thought, I never thought of it like that. That's how I coach. It's like if I was in your shoes and this was a business that I was starting, this is what I would do.
We all need that coach. I'm working with a marketing coach right now, and he's incredible what he's been able to put together.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one of the things Gilbert needs to, because he marketing is not his, he don't
Yeah,
like
yeah, that's
marketing.
not my thing. So
That's not his thing.
so
So
so that's where you come in. See that?
So that's where he can come in.
yeah,
But
that's
let
what.
me get his information.
Yeah.
I'll just put this just so you have it, because
All
he
right.
does a
That'd be
lot in the Twitter Spaces too. Um,
yeah,
so
because that as
he's
much as we
really
we
making
we
a difference.
this is as much as we don't like um the social media, or we're just some of us have adversity to it. It is a vital necessity for a successful outreach. It gets you to people that you wouldn't normally be able to connect with, and
Yeah.
so it's very, very important. And you never know who's out there watching you and talking about you and meeting you. I have people walk up to me all the time, Crystal, how are you? And I'm like, how do you know me?
Oh, you are big on the LA scene. Yeah.
Everybody knows Crystal.
Well,
Melanie, I put my number in the chat there. Can you give me yours too in the private chat? I don't want I
um,
want people start calling you home and go, Melanie, can you help me?
no, when I first started, George Frazier was my mentor, and he told me to build my network before I needed it, and that's what I did. So even before I start selling anything or marketing myself, I start
Yeah,
building a network, and
that's
so I
amazing.
have
Didn't you
over.
just have him on one of your shows recently?
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You would do what? Have you ever been to one of his power networks?
Long time ago.
Okay, they're actually having it now as we speak. So, or last week, I think it was last week. The one I went to, I used to go to it before we started doing this camp twice a month, twice a 2 months in a row in the summers. And the last one I think I went to, they were in Baltimore, and it was amazing. It was amazing. You should be one of his speakers, though.
I'd love an introduction to him. I
Let
would love
me
to.
you know Barbara Lindsay?
No.
Let me introduce you to Barbara Lindsay. That's how you get to George.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I think you would do phenomenal on his stage when he's doing the Power Network conferences because he brings some powerful people in a space,
Mm-hmm.
and you have what he's looking for, and he's usually looking for someone that's authored a book, because it gives you an opportunity to sell there. But you could have some amazing results there as well,
That
especially
would
with
be amazing. It'd be
your
like full
guide.
circle since when he, well, not when he first came up, but when I first started going to them, I went like several years in a row.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm just sitting here going, yeah, she'd do real well in the space in the George Freight in the Power Network space. I will make that introduction to you to Barbara Lindsay, and then Barbara Lindsay can introduce you to George. So they will have finished this. I think it went on last week actually, because I knew it was a conflict for me. And then he will be already starting in August or September on for next year. And I want to say this year they were in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I think they're probably in Charlotte for a couple years because they usually spend 3 years in wherever they are. But yes, you would do awesome on that
All
stage.
right. Well, thank you. Well,
Okay.
don't want to hold you up from the water,
Oh,
aerobics.
all
This
right.
has
Well,
been
thank you so much.
incredible. I appreciate you so much for the invitation and the conversation. And
Yes.
I'm looking forward to Wednesday to
Yes.
This is
you have to
great.
tell me the time, and I already have the location.
Okay.
Well,
So we
we're
will
gonna have to start making some money together, okay?
I'm down for that.
so I will get you that information. Either it would be Monday or Tuesday because Wednesday we're out at Microsoft, and unfortunately we had to. Microsoft has, they got a strict security thing going on. Especially this morning, there was a cyber attack, and I think they got hit hard this morning. They
What?
did get hit. Yeah, there was a cyber attack this morning, and
Oh
when I woke
man.
up, Microsoft was down, but it wasn't. It was discovered. I was talking to a parent today. It was discovered that it wasn't Microsoft. It was unfortunately someone uploaded it into the Microsoft network,
Oh,
a
I see.
cyber attack, and it shut down everything. Several airports, airlines, American Airlines, United Airlines, and Delta.
Wow.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, so they're being hyper, but definitely at Da Vinci at the school. So I'll send you over our schedule. So we are there from 8 o'clock in the morning to 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
folks, you've been watching the Business Zone live and direct here with my co-host Crystal Mitchell and myself, Coach Gilbert Buchanan, along with our very, very special guest, Ms. Melanie Rae. And I'm telling you guys, she is just a phenomenal woman, just like my co-host. They both deserve their flowers and their capes because they're super women. They're super women, okay? And together, we're going to try to provide you guys. Well, we're not going to try. We're going to do this. We're going to provide you guys with a lot more resources that you can grow your business, get prepared for the FIFA World Cup that's coming up in 2026, and also for the Olympics that's coming up in 2028, guys. So you want to be ready for that. That's a $5 billion budget for the Olympics. You guys got to get a piece of that pie. So we're on every Friday from 3 to 4:30. And make sure you go to YouTube and hit that subscribe button so we can send you information and materials, and so you can be able to elevate your business. Okay,
there you
here's
go.
here's our subscribe or QR code. Here's our QR code right here. So just go ahead and take your camera on your cell phone and take a picture of this, and you'll get all of our information on there. So
And
go
Melanie,
ahead.
we want to thank you so much for being
Thank
a guest.
you. Thank you.
You
Thank
Yes.
are
you
welcome
so much.
anytime.
Oh, for sure. Like I say, you can be one of our resident guests here on the show, man. If you
And
want to
we,
come in weekly or every other week, hey, the door is
whatever.
open to you.
Thank
And
you.
I will do. We have a platform that clips it up into shorts, so I'll be working on that, and I'll make sure that I tag you in that
Oh yeah.
on LinkedIn, and you
Yeah, no,
can.
I definitely want to share share parts of this.
Okay.
Definitely,
Well, please
definitely.
do. We so appreciate you. You have a wonderful weekend, and I will be chatting with you so we can see each other either Monday, Tuesday, and the children will. Yeah, I would love that. I mean, because they really need help on the pitching side. We have some kids that are very. Their voices are so tiny. I've been trying to get their voices bigger, and so yeah.
Don't go yet, Melanie. Let me do the outro first, and then I'll talk to you a little bit. So stay on the line, okay?
All right, Gilbert. And
All
we're
right.
signing off. We'll see you
Bye.
all next week.
As a small biz pro, I saw we roll, using procurement, program and control. As a small biz pro, I saw we grow, using procurement, program and